Gold. The very word conjures images of luxury, prosperity, and timeless beauty. For millennia, this precious metal has captivated civilizations, fueling empires and igniting conflicts. But beneath its gleaming surface lies a darker reality, a hidden cost extracted from the earth and its people. Gold mining, often touted as a driver of economic growth, carries a toxic legacy, leaving behind a trail of environmental devastation and human suffering. This essay delves into the dark side of gold mining, exposing the environmental and social injustices perpetuated in the pursuit of this coveted metal. We will journey from polluted rivers and toxic wastelands to communities grappling with the health impacts of mining. This is a story of corporate greed, regulatory failures, and the urgent need for a more just and sustainable approach to gold extraction. Gold mining is a dirty business, leaving an indelible mark on the environment. The process of extracting gold from the earth is not only labor-intensive, but also environmentally destructive. The scars left behind by these operations are visible from miles away, altering landscapes and ecosystems irreversibly. The extraction process releases a cocktail of hazardous substances into the air, soil and water, poisoning ecosystems and jeopardizing the health of communities. These pollutants include heavy metals, chemicals and particulate matter that can travel long distances, affecting areas far from the mining site. One of the most significant environmental impacts is water pollution. Rivers and streams near mining sites often become contaminated with toxic substances, making the water unsafe for drinking, fishing and irrigation. Cyanide, a highly toxic chemical, is commonly used to extract gold from ore. This method, known as cyanidation, is efficient but comes with severe environmental risks. Even small amounts of cyanide can be deadly to aquatic life and harmful to humans. Cyanide spills, leaks and improper disposal contaminate rivers and groundwater, decimating aquatic life and threatening drinking water sources. The impact on local communities can be devastating, leading to long-term health issues and loss of livelihoods. Heavy metals, such as mercury, arsenic and lead, also leach into water systems, accumulating in the food chain and posing serious health risks to humans and wildlife. These metals can cause neurological damage, cancer and other serious health problems. Soil contamination is another major concern. The chemicals and heavy metals used in mining can seep into the soil, making it toxic and unfit for agriculture or habitation. Mining operations generate vast quantities of waste rock, often containing high concentrations of heavy metals and other toxins. These waste materials are usually stored in large piles, which can be unstable and prone to collapse. This waste is often piled in massive heaps, prone to erosion and leaching, contaminating surrounding soil and vegetation. The leachate from these piles can carry toxins into nearby water bodies, further exacerbating the problem. The long-term impacts of soil contamination include reduced agricultural productivity, ecosystem disruption, and human health risks through direct contact or ingestion of contaminated food. Farmers may find their lands barren and unproductive, while local wildlife suffers from habitat loss and poisoning. Communities living near mining sites often bear the brunt of these environmental impacts. Protests and legal battles are common as residents fight for their right to a clean and safe environment. Health clinics in these areas frequently treat illnesses related to mining pollution, and children are particularly vulnerable to the toxic effects. However, there are efforts to mitigate these impacts. Reforestation projects, water purification systems, and the adoption of more sustainable mining practices are steps in the right direction. While these measures cannot completely undo the damage, they offer hope for a more balanced coexistence between mining activities and environmental preservation. The environmental devastation caused by gold mining has dire consequences for human health. Communities living near mining operations are particularly vulnerable, exposed to a range of health hazards that can have devastating and long-lasting impacts. Exposure to heavy metals such as mercury, lead and arsenic can lead to a range of serious health problems. Mercury, a potent neurotoxin, can cause developmental delays in children as well as neurological disorders, kidney damage and reproductive problems in adults. Lead poisoning can impair cognitive development in children, while arsenic exposure is linked to cancer, skin lesions and cardiovascular disease. Air pollution from mining activities also poses significant health risks. Dust particles laden with heavy metals and other toxins can irritate the respiratory system, exacerbate asthma and other respiratory conditions, and increase the risk of lung cancer. The burning of fossil fuels in mining operations releases harmful air pollutants, contributing to climate change and further jeopardizing human health. Section 4. Stolen Childhoods. Child labour in the gold industry. The issue of child labour in the gold industry is a grave and pressing concern that demands our attention and action. The pursuit of gold often comes at the expense of the most vulnerable. These children, who should be in school and enjoying their childhood, are instead subjected to grueling labour in dangerous conditions.
Child labour, a pernicious form of exploitation, is rife in the gold mining industry, particularly in developing countries with weak labour laws and limited oversight. These children are often forced to work long hours for meagre wages, with little regard for their safety or well-being.
The Philippines, a country with a long history of gold mining, exemplifies the plight of children forced into hazardous labour. Here, children are often found working in small-scale mines where the risks are high and the rewards are minimal. Poverty, lack of educational opportunities, and the lure of quick money drive many families to send their children to work in small-scale gold mines where they face perilous conditions and the constant threat of injury or death. These families often have no other means of survival, and the children are seen as an additional source of income.
Children as young as 7 years old toil in these mines, often working long hours without proper safety equipment or training. They handle dangerous tools and machinery, and their small bodies are not equipped to deal with the physical demands of mining. They are exposed to toxic chemicals, heavy machinery, and the risk of mine collapses, putting their health and lives in jeopardy. The exposure to mercury and other toxic substances can lead to severe health issues, including respiratory problems, neurological damage, and even death.
The long-term consequences of child labour are devastating, robbing children of their education, health, and future potential. Without access to education, these children are trapped in a cycle of poverty and exploitation, with little hope for a better future. It is imperative that we take action to end child labour in the gold industry and protect the rights and well-being of these vulnerable children. Section 5. Breaking the Cycle. Alternatives to toxic chemicals. The environmental and human toll of conventional gold mining practices demands a radical shift towards more sustainable and ethical alternatives. The use of toxic chemicals like cyanide and mercury has long been a standard in the industry, but their devastating effects on ecosystems and human health cannot be ignored any longer. Fortunately, researchers and companies are exploring innovative technologies and practices that minimize the use of toxic chemicals and reduce the industry's environmental footprint. These advancements are not only crucial for the health of our planet, but also for the well-being of communities living near mining sites. One promising alternative is the use of borax, a naturally occurring mineral in gold extraction. Borax has been used for centuries in various applications, and its potential in gold mining is now being realized. Borax offers a less toxic alternative to cyanide, significantly reducing the risks of water contamination and human exposure to harmful chemicals. This method not only protects the environment, but also ensures safer working conditions for miners. While still in its early stages of development, borax-based extraction methods hold the potential to revolutionize the gold mining industry, paving the way for cleaner and more sustainable practices. Continued research and investment in this area could lead to widespread adoption and significant environmental benefits. Other alternatives include biomining, which utilizes microorganisms to extract gold from ore. This innovative approach harnesses the natural processes of certain bacteria and fungi to break down minerals and release gold, offering a more eco-friendly solution. Additionally, closed-loop systems that minimize water usage and prevent the discharge of toxic waste are being developed. These systems recycle water within the mining process, drastically reducing the need for fresh water and preventing harmful pollutants from entering local waterways. Furthermore, responsible mining practices such as proper waste management, land reclamation and community engagement are crucial for mitigating the environmental and social impacts of gold mining. By restoring mined land and involving local communities in decision-making processes, the industry can work towards a more sustainable future. These efforts not only help to heal the land, but also build trust and cooperation between mining companies and the communities they affect. As we move forward, embracing these alternatives and practices will be essential in breaking the cycle of environmental degradation and ensuring a healthier planet for future generations.